On the coach calls I've had today, two different realtors said, the one when I price them right, they're selling, and when I take an overpriced listing, and they do, and they will,
True.
right, and we have boundaries about what to do when that happens, they are sitting.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would say also not just overpriced listings, but listings that are they're just kind of B quality because of they're a townhouse in a town that has a lot of townhouses, or they're a tract home in a town that has a lot of tract homes.
Sure. Yeah. So then they have to be staged well, priced right, right? Again, same thing.
They have to do the other stuff, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Position them to be on the top, not on the bottom.
Yeah.
Not always easy.
No, it's not. But that rolls into what I'm excited about with Q2, because there is activity and there are clients out there, and the market isn't moving. The entire market's not moving rapidly. There's opportunity for me to go do some of the things I love to do, and really get engaged with neighborhoods. A couple buyers that are looking in specific neighborhoods. It's been a long time since I door knocked with birdseed, to talk to people about listing their house. And so I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, good. I love that you said birdseed. I was going to post it and I forgot. One of my clients sent me a tiny little birdhouse with birdseed with a Popeye tag.
Awesome.
Right, and that's what she puts in a basket at all her open houses. It's super cute.
That's awesome. Yeah. We have that opportunity. I mean, we've always had that opportunity, but it just hasn't. Largely, it hasn't been needed. Number one, I'll lean into that. However, also, I just don't feel like the impact was there. Like, for a while when we were doing open houses, we were lucky to shake hands with somebody because there were so many people coming and going.
Right, especially during COVID. That was just insanity, total insanity. Yes, I remember showing homes during COVID going, why are we standing in line? Because we had to stand outside and go in 15-minute increments, and it was like the line was around the whole block.
Yeah.
Like, why am I here?
Yep.
What we do. So I want to switch.
That is my favorite part about this business, is that we're always learning. We're always, trying to figure out what to do for the market, what to do for the listing, what to do for the client.
Well, and
it's always something new,
right?
I'm super ADHD and I can't sit still. Like, there's no way I could be in this for 12 years if it wasn't an ever evolving deal.
Yeah. Right. Well, and that's what makes you good, Phil, because you have an engineer brain, so you figure it out, right? Yep. And Karen loves to learn and care for her people, and right? We all have different personality strengths. How it still boils down to bettering our craft.
Yes. Yes.
Like me listening to the coaches seminars today and tomorrow. When I'm not coaching, I'm logging right in and listening to, like, Brene Brown was amazing. I mean, I know she coaches big corporations, and I know she trains people that go in and train her systems. Man, I'd like to be one of those coaches going into doing that for her. But the thing she talked about today on coaching leaders through this kind of world right now, I mean, I have a page of notes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So really cool. So I know you're going to John Acuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And Phil and I both backed out of John Acuff. However, there'll be other opportunities. Like I said, I'm doing it Zoom. I'm very fortunate that it's called Uplift in San Francisco. So it's Coaches Uplift, something like that. Next year, I'd like to be live, go live, but they Zoom us in that can't go. And it's free for me. Obviously, if I went, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So
I'll be in a race in California. So.
Yep.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So being in a race in California is because that's one of your networking. Well, because you love it, it's a passion, and it's a networking thing. And sorry, Karen, I interrupted you. I apologize.
I have the talkies today.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, I Zoom into a lot of opportunities online that I always think, oh, I'd love to be there. And then reality is, I have work to do. So it's fun to go to those events. And I think they're so impactful when we're able to go. And I'm really looking forward to going to John Acuff.
Mhm.
However, I also know that it's going to be busy before I go and busy when I get back.
Sure, absolutely. And it's a day and a half, so it's not like you're going to a 5-day event or
Big
right.
difference.
So it's coach approved anyway, regardless.
His new book, did you get it today?
I am not home. However, I did
Oh.
see through an email that it was shipped.
Yeah, mine arrived today.
Right, so I will get it when I'm home next week.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I want to build on what you said when you were in the Uber and Mike had said, "Are you a realtor?" And he said yes, and that was it, one word answer, right? And me in the past going to an open house and reading a book, and there's no right or wrong answer. So for Phil, how impactful is networking on your business? Not just getting business, but for your clients. So it's yes, getting business, right? You're impacting somebody by giving them business, and you're impacting your clients by referring some great business people.
Mhm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, or however you want to answer it, how impactful is networking for you?
Just because you're asking, I have to say 7, but
No, you cannot pick a 7.
For anybody else, she's not allowing a 7
do not
or
allow a
anything
7.
ever.
No.
But no, it's huge because it does a couple things for me. Networking people outside of real estate is just fun. So the racing stuff, I meet people all over the country. That's my racing family. So I know that I will run into people in California that I've known for years that I only see every once a year, once every few years. Everybody that I know gets my little business card coin.
Have you ever seen that, Karen, his coin?
No.
Can you show her again? It's a coin.
That is awesome.
And it goes in your pocket.
3D printed. They cost me about a nickel a piece to make.
And it's got a QR code on the back.
Mm-hmm. And I've had 100 people say, "Make me some." Nope.
And I've already, I'm like number 1, or maybe person number 2 is like, "Oh, make me some."
That's what I was just gonna say. I love it. You know what? That's awesome.
But
do you have your own printer? Evidently, since people ask you to make.
Does.
Yeah, it's in the other room. It's printing some parts right now. So yes, I got it in February, and it's got 1,000 hours on it already.
Okay, so you speak in hours like a race car driver. Is that actually how you calculate what you're doing on the machine too?
Yes. Okay. It's been running, I don't know, 75% of the time.
Wow.
Day and night. So always got something to do on it.
I'm gonna put a ticket into the tech department after the call for one.
But back to your question.
Did Mike leave, or is he still sitting there? Yeah, he left.
The networking. So it's a mix. So I don't have any family in Texas. So my real estate clients are what I consider my local family. Some of them are my best friends in the world at this point now. So wouldn't have never known them without real estate. Mm-hmm. Just a really cool place to be, where somebody will call me looking for a roofer. Made a mistake not long ago, sent a roofer that I hadn't personally vetted, and she's completely off my list. Mm-hmm. So I learned from that one that piece of my business is fixed.
Yeah.
But everybody can't be perfect.
No, and I happen to know that you know some
make
good
sure we know
now.
Who's doing what, but we don't always hit home runs.
Yeah.
So
and there's lots of ways of networking, like right through your racing network and local businesses, right? That you can meet either at a chamber or a BNI. I mean, there's so many different ways. So switching it to you, Karen, how about you and networking? How has that impacted you, your clients, and other businesses?
I think it's one of the most impactful things that I do. I'm pretty good at stitching people together. So it's it's simple. For me, I enjoy it. So that like feeds itself, right? It's simple. I enjoy it. Let's keep doing that. However, one of the first things that we tell people when we meet them is from here on out, anything with your house, anything from the roof down, no matter what it is, call us first, because we probably have, some vetted professionals for you. And we mean it because we know these people, we network with them, we have coffee with them, we follow up with, projects that they do. So, so it's really big for us.
Yep. As obviously everybody I coach does a deep dive with their relationships. And some of my clients, when they come to me, don't realize that those business owners have homes, know people that know homes, want to build relationships. And it's so much easier to talk to them about referrals and helping each other grow than it is with a client, at least in the beginning, until you grow that muscle, right?
100%.
Yeah. So anybody listening, if you want to know, like, where do I go next? Like, how can I find more business outside of the relationships you're building? Start with networking. Yeah, absolutely.
And networking doesn't have to be at a networking meeting, and it doesn't have to be, on a racetrack, right? It literally can be at the coffee shop.
For sure.
Yes. Yes. In fact, I had a coach call with a client today that networks with the group of women business owners, and they're all moms.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Right. And so they meet outdoors so the kids can come. And it's like, it's awesome that they're moms who are business owners who have kids and they're supporting each other. Right. And my client's like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. First of all, don't use the word should. And yes.
Do it.
Yeah. Right.
It
doesn't matter what it looks like.
My baseball cap that I wear sometimes is, want to buy a house. Mm-hmm. And it's a great conversation starter because people are like, they'll joke, I want to buy a house. Right. And then we actually make it to the conversation beyond
There you go.
There we go.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to get those.
Do you wear that when you play pickleball sometimes?
No, but I need to get one stitched up like it because I don't wear a cap playing pickleball. I wear a visor playing pickleball.
Okay. That's okay. So I thought of you today, Karen, this morning when I was listening to the workshop that Brene Brown was running.
Mm.
All of her events, her number one priority in life right now is pickleball.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought of you. Like, oh, you've got a partner there.
Yeah. Well, I've already been, not that you've asked, but I've already just taken it upon myself to start mapping out what our little pickleball clinic breakout session will look like at our retreat.
There you go. I think that would be fun. So speaking of which, right, so we've committed to the first weekend in October for our retreat, and it's going to be in Colorado Springs. And I'm working on making sure that it is close enough to the airport where it's financially makes sense to Uber, or the hotel has transportation, either one. If it doesn't, it needs to be close. And if it does has transportation, great. Don't want it to be as challenging as it was the last time, even though I loved where we were.
Yeah.
That was not the easiest place to get to.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad for me. It was only 5 hours from Portland.
It took me 5 hours. And what worried me though is like, I didn't take the ferry to the island, right? I took a little longer route, but I didn't have to wait for the ferry.
I didn't know.
And then when you texted me and said you were on a ferry, I'm like, why is he on a ferry? I'm not on a ferry. I was so stressed.
Google Maps took me, it said, turn right here. And I'm like, that's a parking lot of a ferry company. Crap.
And he gets on it.
But Colorado Springs, I'm 99% sure I will drive up in my little Miata. And because it's not far from some of the most cool roads in the world. Pikes Peak.
I'm sure. Yeah. Well, hopefully by then, flying and gas will go down a little bit because I've been checking into flights and I'm like, it was like $900 to go from Redmond, Oregon to Phoenix. I'm not exaggerating. And that's not first class. Right. So, it's like, this is insane. Although it is going down and things are, stabilizing a little bit there, but I'm not exaggerating. It was like $975 for me to get 3 extra inches of legroom. Wow. Not anywhere close to first class. Yeah.
Wild.
Insane.
Well, on the gas thing, it's kind of funny because my normal daily
You're in
driver
Texas.
is that too, but my normal daily driver is a Tesla, and my electric provider is Tesla Electric, which means I don't pay for charging my car from midnight till noon.
Mm.
So I've been
Oh,
driving
that's
the last
cool.
few months for free, basically, for the price of tires, really.
Yeah. I
That's
know that
all.
my clients that have Teslas love it.
I
It scares me though. The reason why they love it is that they can write contracts and do work while they're driving. Because Tesla automatically drives, right?
yeah, it depends if you buy that piece of it, yes, but
Well,
it forces you to look out the window, out the front windshield every 5 to 7 seconds.
yeah, that's what I was
So
just
you
saying. It
can't
has
just be off in another world.
Okay.
It watches your eyes.
Okay, good. That makes
When-
me
Doesn't
feel better.
necessarily mean I have any clue of what I'm doing or where I'm at, but it'll take me there.
yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, one more piece that I've discovered, and again, I'm taking this from coach calls today. Somebody recommended in my coaching group to try Claude AI, and it is amazing. I mean, I love ChatGPT. I pay for ChatGPT. I use it every single day, multiple times a day. And so then I went, okay, I'm going to go and cheat on ChatGPT and go play with Claude for a while. And it is so much better in writing. It
Wow.
writes better. It actually, I will say, I'd like to write an article on, and this is what I did today, the ROI on being courageous. And it immediately said, well, I need to ask you some questions. Chat has never asked me that. It just writes something up, right?
Then you have to update it and change it and tweak it and push it. And
Yeah. But it asked me a question, and then it asked me 2 more questions, and then it wrote it. It says I'm on the right track. And I loved Claude. I don't know that I'm gonna. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna. I probably wind up paying for both because what I've discovered, ChatGPT is way better on organizing and making plans.
And
So they
each one
each
has
have their
their
strengths
own.
and their weaknesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
For instance, I've been playing with Grok.
Mm-hmm.
That one is really good at messing with pictures and videos, but that's most of what I've ever done with it.
Yeah.
And it does them quite nicely compared to ChatGPT.
Mm.
But
So
even
Karen, Karen, you might have Janice play with that.
Yeah.
Because the writing is so much better.
Yeah. I've used it and I feel that way too. And same thing, the interactive piece of it's huge. And Phil, to comment about ChatGPT not being so great at photos, there was a prompt recently about, to make a caricature of who you were. And each one that I did, I had 3 hands, which I laughed about because I probably need 5 hands because of all the things that I'm always trying to do. But the fact that it kept giving me 3 hands, that's sort of basic, right?
And I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But
all right. So one word of advice for anybody that's a real estate agent. Karen, real estate agent with your broker hat on. Phil, realtor to realtor. Your best advice for anybody walking into Q2.
I got a pretty simple one. Coach.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, it doesn't have to be me. I'm not assuming it, right? It doesn't have to be.
I say that because maybe I think I know what I'm doing. Maybe things have been going pretty well. Maybe things have been going really well. A decent coach can make me work on the right things to grow my business and not waste my time on the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the credit I give to my coach too. And I'm blessed to be coaching some phenomenal humans. I am. I'm great. Yes, and there's a few. So Karen, how about you? What do you want to bless someone with, or some words of wisdom?
Something that I would suggest to every real estate agent right now is to connect yourself with a lender that is highly, highly educated in buyer affordability programs. And if you're calling them home buyer assistance programs, maybe change your language to affordability, because in the past, and using that language, there's a sense that it's for people that don't have, or only for a certain group of people, and they're not. There's so much money out there being left on the table where we can help our clients find $10,000-$15,000 to add to their down payment or their closing costs if you're connected with a lender who is really well versed in these programs. And to me, that would be right now what I would go and hunt down, and then I would get well versed and I'd be calling my entire database.
Yes.
Well,
I think that's great advice. And I do coach 3 lenders, and all 3 of them love doing open houses with realtors.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a win-win for them in so many ways. It's a win to grow a relationship with the realtor. There's buyers walking through the door that probably need credit repair, or a lender to get pre-approved. Not everybody that walks in. So for a realtor, don't be shy. Connect with the lender and do open houses together.
Absolutely. Because
I can't imagine why a lender would say no.
I agree. And then as the agent who's there, with the ability to be in the background listening to these conversations, and it gives us something to share with our clients too.
Yeah.
Can I throw something at that, Karen?
Yeah.
My number one lender I've been working with for probably 10 years or close to it now. Handful of years ago, a few years ago, I don't exactly know, I had a client that needed some down payment assistance. He made good money. He just didn't have enough cash.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't fit any of the molds for anything that she knew. She went online, found a program that would work, took the training to make that program available through her mortgage company or through her use. And like 2 days later, she presented it to him, and boom, there it is. It was a perfect fit for him.
It's awesome.
That is awesome. And that's what we're talking about, the backup band, right? That is incredible.
She had plenty of choices, but not one of them fit what would work for him.
Yeah.
And
well,
she did it.
That's something that I've learned, is that I think there's 2,600 programs currently available right now.
Wow.
Right. So if someone doesn't fit in one, it's probably going to be more the minority that doesn't fit into one. And even if it's $1,000, if it's free money on the table, and I'm not talking about, there are the programs obviously that are add-on loans where someone can get in with no down payment, but they still owe the money back, whether it be when they sell or through payments. And there's a good argument for those as well, but this is just helping with affordability.
Yep. Yeah. Well, great advice. I'm gonna stop us because we are at over a half an hour. However, anybody who commented and you feel we're ignoring you, we're not. For some reason, we have a glitch again in Restream, and we are not seeing any comments. And it's not common that we don't have some comments coming through. So I apologize. We are not ignoring you. We just don't see comments today. So just want to make that clear. If anyone just jumped in and said, they're not commenting, and we always want people to come and make comments. So it's not there. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
And good luck with your Q2. I will check in often.
We know you will.
Okay, good.